August 2024, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. September is sailing on in. I'm excited, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you the Fast 5 quick and dirty reviews of 5 beauty/skincare products that I used over the month of August 2024. I'm also going to bring you up to snuff with one product in particular that we talked about in the past. Speaking of which, CosRx Hyaluronic Acid 3 Serum. I just finished it up. While I reviewed this a couple of months ago, I have continued to use it and enjoy it and love it. They really did an excellent job with this formula. So hyaluronic acid and serums, moisturizing products, toners, whatever it is that you are putting on your face, even cleansers, can certainly be beneficial in improving the water content in your stratum corneum, and this is very helpful. In fact, I would argue that a lot of the benefits that we derive from using skincare products come from this very thing, simply improving water content in stratum corneum and reducing water loss through the use of humectants, namely in this case, hyaluronic acid. Have you ever heard of glycerin though? Glycerin is another humectant, and a lot of people go back and forth. Which one is better, hyaluronic acid, glycerin? If you find yourself asking this question, you need to watch my video, hyaluronic acid versus glycerin. I compare and contrast the two, and I basically tell you what you need to know in order to decide moving forward which one might be right for you. The serum has 3% sodium hyaluronate. That's the salt of hyaluronic acid and the form in which you're most likely to encounter it in different skincare products. This also has a variety of amino acids, which are actually natural moisturizing factors that are naturally present in your skin barrier, and they play a key role in maintaining water content, and applying them topically can certainly help improve barrier function through water retaining abilities. When the water content in our skin drops, as occurs with age, underlying skin conditions, menopause, we start to lose the ability to retain water in skin's outermost layer as readily. Well, a lot of things ensue. First of all, you're more prone to dryness, irritation, and you also get a slowing down of the natural exfoliation processes, leading to a buildup of dry, rough, coarse skin texture. A lot of what our skincare products do for us is basically kind of get that back on track a bit, and this is a great option. In addition to the hyaluronic acid and the amino acids, it also has ceramides, which are lipids naturally found in your skin barrier. Production of those declines with age. In certain underlying conditions, ceramides are deficient. Applying them topically can kind of help get barrier function back on track and actually encourage your skin to make its own ceramides, improving barrier function. This particular serum has a nice viscosity. It's not sticky, it spreads on the skin well, but it's not just super watery. So it really has some good slip, some good glide. It's a really nice fragrance-free formula. I was able to use this not just on my face, but on my neck, as well as to the skin around my eyes. And this really helps to plump up the outermost layer of the skin with hydration, smoothing out those little pesky fine lines, which nobody wants. My one gripe with this product though, which I didn't really think about when I reviewed it initially, but I should have, because I've encountered this before. It's not the product, it's the packaging. So this particular type of bottle for a serum needs to go. The pipette stem is very short, and the base of the bottle is much broader than what the pipette stem can access. So once you get down to the last 16th of the product, which is money that you have spent, let's face it, we want to use that. It's very challenging to get that out. You can get it out, but it's challenging. You've got to tilt it to the side and kind of fish around in there and try and get the stem angled just so to suck up the very last drag. The bottle's not see-through, so you really can't tell where you're going. It's challenging. You can't just dump the contents of the bottle over into your palm because of the sort of one-way valve that it has, which is a good thing. If you drop the bottle, you wouldn't want your product to spill out of the top. It's good, but it's not as though you can just tip it upside down and get the last dregs out. So that's my one gripe, is that particular style of bottle. I really wish brands would abandon that. I remember I reviewed some products from the Korean brand Some by Me a few years ago, and that was a major complaint I had, was that particular packaging style. I just kind of forgot about it only until now when I was finishing the last of that serum. I was like, ugh, this is a pain. All right, number 2 is a very utilitarian product. Underrated, flies under the radar, and it's one you may not even be aware of. I've heard people on YouTube talk about it before, but it needs to be something that people consider. It's a product from not necessarily a skincare brand, but from Monistat, which makes the clotrimazole products for treating yeast infections. But Monistat has a chafing relief powder gel, which I have heard whispers of from the beauty community specifically as being great actually as a makeup primer. It's marketed for chafing. It is excellent. So it's a skin protectant. The active ingredient is dimethicone. Dimethicone is a skin protectant. It helps really reduce water loss from the skin, allowing the barrier to heal if you have an impaired skin barrier. But it also provides slip and glide to reduce frictional forces that further jeopardize your skin barrier and cause irritation, which is particularly an issue under the arms, between the thighs, anywhere where you have skin-on-skin contact. These are areas where the skin is actually under a lot of stress and vulnerable to breakdown. Not only the friction, but trapping of moisture or sweat. Sweat itself is very challenging on your skin and can lead to barrier breakdown. So I really like this product as a skin protectant for the skin folds. That's what it's meant for, intended for. Now, I've talked about many skin protectants. Skin protectants are basically barrier creams, barrier balms, like diaper rash cream or petroleum jelly, Vaseline petroleum jelly. I've talked about La Roche-Posay's Cicaplast balm, another dimethicone skin protectant. But what is unique about this is the finish. It does provide a really nice amount of glide and slip, but it does not feel the least bit oily, greasy at all, not sticky. It really does have this powdery finish to it, almost as if your skin is soft, moisturized, but has, well, a powdery finish. So I really can see how this product one might be interested in dabbling in as a makeup primer. Now, I don't wear foundation, so I'm not going to speak to if it actually works well as a makeup primer, but I will say I have used it on my face a fair amount, and it's really comfortable on the face. Again, not very greasy. I've used it around my eyes too, because I pointed this out. Eyelid skin is vulnerable to irritants getting there. The nature of how the muscles around our eyes contract kind of sucks up irritating stuff, and then the skin's really delicate, so it can make you vulnerable to dry eyelids very easily. Not just skincare products that might settle there, cleanser residue that might get trapped there, but also pollens, aero allergens. If you cook and you get, the steam coming up and then residues settling, eyelids can be an area. Bakers, for example, flowers aerosolized might land there, actually can be pretty irritating to the skin. So a skin protectant around the eyelids can be very useful. Some skin protectants, because they're kind of oily in texture, are not comfortable necessarily to wear around the eyes. This really stays in place well and has that powdery finish. So I really enjoy it. I suspect this is one you're going to see me recommending come wintertime as a skin protectant against windburn. It is really, really good. Definitely give it a try. Number 3 is a TikTok made me try it, so you don't have to buy it. I just made that up, okay? That little rhyme. So who watched my video on the viral Biodance collagen mask? That was a ton of fun to try. The video was a lot of fun to make, but if you missed it, this is basically a popular Korean skincare product. It's a sheet mask, but it is a bit more involved. It's not just, oh, put this sheet mask on and wait 5 or 10 minutes, take it off, and voila. This is an investment in your time. It's actually intended for you to put it on and then wear it in your sleep. And I really put it to the test to see if it would hold up. I actually did it during the day, which you can if you want to do that. But anyway, this particular mask is very interesting because it's split. So you have a part for the top of your face and a part for the bottom. Put it on, but with time, as the serum or ampule that's soaking the mask absorbs into your skin, the mask dries down into this clear film. And that's why you can sleep in it. And I really put that to the test. Like, if you toss and turn in your sleep, it will not budge. It took about 3 hours, I want to say, give or take, for it to fully dry down. So I'm glad I put it through the test, because if you actually want to wear it overnight, that's important to know. It's going to take you some time to get it to a point where it is set up so it's not going to move around in your sleep. What the heck is this supposed to accomplish? Well, basically, it can help improve water content in your skin by occluding it in there. I mean, you have this film, water is not going anywhere. It also has a variety of soothing anti-inflammatory ingredients, ferments, which are rich in hydrating compounds and anti-inflammatory compounds. It has niacinamide, which is good for redness, hyperpigmentation, the moisture barrier. It does have rose water, but otherwise it doesn't actually have fragrance. The rose water is notable when you put it on, but after it dries down, you don't really smell that. If you're allergic to fragrance though, rose water could cause problems for you. Now, Now, this mask was a lot of fun for me to do, and I definitely felt like when I took it off, my skin looked a little bit brighter, if I'm being honest. I definitely felt like the skin surface was smoother, hydrated. I would caution against using this if you have any underlying skin condition like rosacea, acne, eczema, because that occlusion, you know, in theory it's great, reduces water loss and may enhance penetration of those beneficial compounds, but it also can be super irritating to have occlusive things on the skin, especially sleeping with it overnight. I wore the mask for what, a total of 5 hours total. I think that video took me to film, from applying it all the way to closing out the video and taking it off. So I didn't have any irritation. I found it to be beneficial, but people are sleeping with it. I mean, that's how it's marketed. Getting your 7 to 9 hours of sleep with this thing on your face, that could actually end up being quite a bit of occlusion on there. Some skin types, it's going to aggravate your skin, but that was an experience, fun to try. Let me know in the comments, have you tried this viral Korean mask? Did you find that it was useless, just a gimmick, or did you think it actually did something for you? Number 4 is not a skincare product, but a makeup product. It's from the brand NYX. It's their brow glue. Now, I find that brow care products, for me, I'm very low maintenance when it comes to the makeup. You know, I don't want to have to train myself in how to use it. Okay, I don't want to have to go and watch YouTube makeup tutorials to figure out how to use something. I'm just not that invested. I'm really not that invested, especially when it comes to my eyebrows. This actually has good staying power. It actually does allow you to sculpt the brows and for them to stay that way, but it doesn't leave them crunchy. That old crunchy perm look, you know, with way too much hairspray from the 80s. Yeah, it doesn't do that with your brows. It's actually very comfortable. Really have enjoyed that quite a bit. Free of fragrance. I think they make it with color to it as well. I just got the clear one. All right, the last product is my toothpaste. I am team oral hygiene, and if you've been here for a while, you know I've really been into using kids toothpaste. Why? Well, kids toothpaste, provided it has fluoride, is fine for adults to use. Kids toothpaste tend to have much more unique flavors that, importantly, are a lot more sensitive skin friendly and also more friendly for people who are dealing with any kind of sores in their mouth, oral conditions. You know, in dermatology, we have a lot of conditions that affect the skin and the mouth, like lichen planus. And so harsh toothpaste can really be aggravating for those conditions. So I often will suggest a kid's toothpaste, provided it has fluoride for cavity prevention, because the strawberry, the bubblegum, the watermelon, those fruity, fun kids flavors tend to not be as irritating, whereas cinnamon, mint, peppermint, wintergreen, these flavors can be very harsh on the mouth. If you have those sores, it can really aggravate them. Canker sores, any kind of oral sore. These flavorants in toothpaste are also thought to potentially be a trigger for perioral dermatitis, those little stingy bumps that happen around the mouth. Yeah, so in that case, it's worth a trial of a kid's toothpaste, switching to those less aggressive flavors. All that backstory aside, I've been using kids' toothpaste for a while. Well, Amazon showed me this toothpaste called Euthymol. Sucked me right in because of the pretty packaging. I saw it had fluoride in it, which is like my only requirement from a toothpaste, and I was sold. I didn't even bother. I don't know. In my head, I thought it was going to be bubblegum flavored because, hello, pink. Toothpaste comes out this really satisfying, bright, vibrant pink too. I just love the packaging of this. It's a Korean toothpaste. However, this is the most painful toothpaste. It's a wintergreen flavor. It is so strong, and I'm not that sensitive. Like, I know I just went on this backstory about me using the kids ones, but that's just more because I've come to enjoy those. But man, this is so strong. My tongue is on fire every night. It's just fired up. I've continued to use it because I have 3 tubes of it. It came in a 3-pack. But if you are eyeing it, if Amazon showed you this toothpaste, buyer beware, because while it looks pretty, it's got a bite to it. It's got a bite to it. All right, y'all, that is a fast 5 stuff that I tried out in the realm of skincare, beauty, oral care. I hope you have had an excellent August and that you are sailing into September. Cool, calm. Looking forward to the fall months. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.